Hello and welcome to the Postmortem Open Fishing Excel. It's a game I made. It's released on Steam. That's kind of what the series is about. I made this game. It's on Steam. How did I do it? How did I make my first ever game? Publish it on Steam. I mean, I made a lot of games before this, so check the whole series. It's probably on my channel in a playlist somewhere. But yeah, so this video is about the cooking system. Oh crap! I just turned on caps lock. So essentially, you can grab a fish. Just a little menu here. And you can like put a sardine on it, and then it'll start cooking. And these two bars move, and you can switch which side of the fish it's on. Uh, and that's it. That's all it does. I'm not actually sure if the fish model was on there at the start. I think it was. But I improved the animations a little bit. Like you can see it squishes a little bit. I added that later. And a later update. So this game released in early access. So that's why the cooking was like. This was, I think, the first update I did was a cooking update. And also day and night time shifts, I think I also added. So yeah. Like, oh no, wait, I added the real-time clock on that one. Or did I add day-night? I'm not sure. Anyway. So, essentially, this feature was pretty small. Like, if I ever finished cooking this fish, because I picked the too big fish. I should have picked a smaller fish. But yeah, it's taken a while. But yeah, so essentially, it'll give me a little description of like, how the fish tastes after I finish cooking. Like, um, did I cook you ever? No, I don't know which fish I have cooked. No display for that here. Yep. Anyway, it will give me a little display if I finish cooking with both of the bars in the green area. And that's basically just how the feature works. It only gives me a description of how it tastes. And I wish I had done more of this while I was working on the game. There might one day be an update where I actually make the cooking do something. But probably not, because I don't know, should I continue cooking this fish or should I not bother and show you the code? But yeah, so this takes a while. It's the idea behind it taking a while was like, oh hey, I can quickly go catching fish while this is cooking. I thought it would be fun. It was pretty fun, especially if you cook like a really big fish that takes like ages, and there's like some risk reward of like, do I get bored or do I go? I apologize. Do I quickly go catch a fish? Hey, it finished. There you go. Look, it's very oily fish, very oily and fishy in a nice way. Could use some salt. So the salt thing is like you can click here to add salt to your fish. And that's pretty cool. So that's the feature. Essentially, it's pretty basic. The main script I used for it was 250 lines long. I'm guessing it's about 400 lines of code, which isn't the best way to measure how complicated something is, but it's pretty simple. I coded it in the simple, super duper basic way I usually code things. Like, I did this. I honestly, I'm not sure why I did this instead of just like making it a linear value. I suppose no one will ever notice the difference, and this was slightly easier. And since it was worse at like doing the coding math stuff, back when I made this feature, like I think it was taken me like significantly longer back then to make this like linearly interpolate across across like essentially like a line of how long the fish should take to cook. So it's literally just a lerp. Why did I do this way? I don't. I feel like this is gonna happen more often. Like this is completely useless to have all these if statements here, and I could have just made it lerp. But this worked. This is functional. This is a simple way that I understood how to do it. So it's very Kiss as usual. And I considered having you be able to cook on like different, like have basically like a little stove you could place down and then cook on there. That turned out to be more complicated at the time. I'm not sure why anymore, because it was a while ago. It was like a year ago that I added this. But yeah, so I wanted you to be able to cook anywhere, but I ended up cutting that because it was too complicated, and I could only figure out how to do it this way at the time. So essentially, if you have a feature that you want, but it's like slightly too complicated for you at the time, you can either added later, I suppose, but I wanted this feature added, so you know. But I'd say like make the make the feature just like simpler and then add that, because this works just as well. It gives you a nice little thing of exploring and finding out where all the camping, the campfires are. Campfires, camping fires. That's just the wrong word. Anyway, so that's how I added this feature. Pretty basic. They are. Here's the. Wow, this has a lot of things on it. I don't know why I did it like this. But yeah, so they're just a whole bunch of like objects in the world, and you can like interact with them. So that's how I added this feature. I think I went over all the stuff that I want to talk about with it. Essentially, they're just on each fish there is a my fish species. On each fish, there's just like a little taste. Yeah, there we go. The cooking stats here. This is the mesh and the texture, and this is super basic. It's literally just some variables. And wow, I use this 100. Oh yeah, that makes sense because I have 116 fish. That makes a lot of sense actually. But yeah, so there's just a string for how the fish tastes, and that this is all it does. I wish I've added like some status effect it gives you or something if you cook it right. That could have been fun, but I didn't do that because I felt I don't know why I didn't do that. I should have done that. Might do that eventually. But yeah, so this is a feature that I feel I could have expanded on. People liked it a lot too, so I wish I had done that. But what you gonna do? So that's this postmortem. Hope you enjoyed. Go check out my other games. They're somewhere, I'm sure, and like and subscribe to see more postmortems like this. Because I'll be making a lot more. I have a big list of videos. I can probably show you the list actually. Subject to change, but I want to make all of these postmortems. There's going to be 29, probably. Maybe. So that's a lot of them. Oh wait, were they behind my camera? They weren't they? Oh, crap, they were. Those are the last ones. There you go. So that's it. Have a nice day. Go work on your game. Goodbye.